quick question with this.
Yes.
Ryan, and you both kind of answered the same, how to de-escalate. At what point, like what crosses the line that makes you call the supervisor? Not that you can't handle it, but that you feel the need. Like, what exactly are the little things that'll make you, call for help?
Um, Typically, if someone does something really out of line, you know, throwing something at somebody else, throwing chips, maybe, um, profanity, excessive profanity, saying maybe some
F-bomb.
derogatory terms or vulgar words. It is my obligation to notify somebody when something like that is happening, or um yeah, I mean, heaven forbid something sexual, or whatever. But
Mhm.
people say some very out of line things sometimes, and uh you know if you do something too out of line, you need to be held accountable. So
Of
that's
course.
when I will call a floor. If people's feelings are getting hurt and whatever else, like it's important to know that, call over a floor and let them make a decision. It's out of my hands then, and at least everybody's aware of the situation, and I don't know what the ruling would be there. Maybe they send them home for a day, maybe not. But at least it's out there.
Yeah.
Well said. Um, yeah, biggest pet peeves, little things that players do on a regular basis that you just hate. Whether it's like acting out of turn,
Me first or you first, Merso?
go
I mean,
Merso. Sanjeev, let's hear it.
Sanjay, buddy, look,
Sanjay?
let me tell you something right now. Okay. All right. Yeah, honestly, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know, but I don't. I just the player antics. Like we all know, I can understand. Like as a dealer, you know everybody that comes in, and you have your regulars. They understand the game. I like to help out a lot of the new players, and I can tell if they play a lot online, and I can tell like by the way they act. It's just I don't like when they out of turn, acting out of turn, folding out of turn, like under the gun is still acting, and on the button just folds and walks away from the table. I'm like, yo, what just happened? you know, Stuff like that it just frustrates. It makes my job harder because you always have that one person that's gonna be like, yo, what just happened? I need a floor. Like I didn't do it, but okay, now I have to call the floor, so now I have to stop the game, you know.
You
It's
know, somebody made a comment yesterday on an old video on YouTube. They were talking about people acting out of turn at a final table. He was at a final table. I think him or somebody else moved all in short, and there's a player in the tanking if he wants to call or not, and the players behind were acting like they're about to fold, like holding their cards like they're about to muck. And I told him that sometimes players do that on purpose to make his call easier because they want somebody to bust because they ladder up.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's malicious, sometimes it's not. Julio, what do you think about that? Have you ever seen it happen?
I see. Not only have I seen it happen, and I don't play a lot of live tournaments. I really mostly play online, and even if when I play live, I do it. I play cash, but I would say I've seen it a lot. It happens. I would say at least one person does it per tournament, exactly because of what you said. They want the player to call. They're desperate to ladder up in money, so they will on purpose. And and maybe they're not doing it, but once the player who's tanking lifts his heads up, like they're looking around, now they'll like purposely, show like,
Motion like they're about to fold.
yeah, please call, please.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Giving out free
I hate it.
information.
I
Yeah.
hate it, but I don't think there's anything we can do about it though, because
Okay.
it could be a fake, like a fake tell, and now they have aces, and now they also call. Like you gotta let them. There's a little wiggle room there in a gray area. I think it's dirty, but how do we stop it?
Okay, I'm going to talk about a situation that happened at the Hard Rock. But first, let's shout out Alfonso Rivera. What's up, Alfonso?
What up, Alfonso?
Alfonso.
And Robert Andrews. What's up, Robert? They're in the chat. Alfonso put 2 set of eyes. He's in the eye in the sky. He's watching us.
He's taking
this-
notes.
He's taking notes from the goats.
Yes,
The
sir.
situation happened at Hard Rock. It was a multi-way pot. I move with pocket fives. I had like 7 big blinds. Guy behind me tanks for a little bit, moves all in for like 12 bigs. He's also short. Guy behind him has like 25 bigs. He moves all in. The last guy to act, him and seat number 8, they start having a full-blown conversation. Oh, this is an easy call. And then seat 1 gets on the conversation. He's like, oh, this is an easy call for you. You have the stack to do it. I look at the dealer. I'm like, dealer, this is a multi-way pot. You guys can't talk about the hand. It influences action. I don't care much. I have like 6 or 7 bigs. But actually, it's not about me carrying or not. It's way out of line. The dealer didn't say a word. And I'm like arguing with these guys that they can't do that. And it kept going. He's like, oh, it doesn't affect you. I'm like, what do you mean? Maybe it doesn't affect me. It affects that. It's a multi-way pot. You can't talk. I mean, you can't talk the new TDA and the house rule at Hard Rock. You can't talk about the content of your hand or induce action heads up, let alone 4 ways. They're having he's like, oh, it's an easy call. And then seat 1 goes, oh, this is nothing. This is a scratch. It doesn't even put a dent to your stack. We're not even like final table or even close to the money. It was like, there was like 400 entries. We're down to like 160, 150 players. So the people talking, it's not like it affects them directly, like the guy in seat 1. I'm like, what's going on? And they're taking it lightly. The guy tanking is like, oh, it's not going to affect my decision. How is it not going to affect your decision? These guys are basically telling you, call.
Yeah.
And the dealer didn't say a word. I should have called supervisor. I didn't want to like make it bigger than it is, but dealers should know, like, hey, I like a dealer that runs a tight ship. Say something. You're the dealer. You're the boss man here at the table. You run it. This is your ship.
You know, we're there to do a job, and it's important that we take control of that situation. You know,
what are you saying in a spot like this, Ryan? Like, let's say it's a multi-way pot, and then a conversation gets between 2 players. There's a bunch of players all in, and this guy's like, oh, you call, or you should do this, or you should do that.
I am immediately telling them there is nothing being said to influence action. You guys cannot talk about the hand while you're in the hand.
There you go.
It's
That's
just
it. That's it. Just
100%.
a small comment from the dealer would have de-escalated and let them shut up. No, this guy is like laughing at me. When I point something out, it's a big thing. I'm not like really anal about stuff. I'm not gonna make a comment unless it has weight to it. I'm not gonna just talk to talk. So when I make a comment and this guy's looking at me laughing like it's not a big deal. No, it's a big deal. Like, shut up. We're multi-way. But anyway.
I literally tell them, stop being cheerleaders. Let them decide.
Exactly.
Like, I literally call them out cheerleaders. Like, you need to stop. Oh, we're not doing anything. No, I know what you're doing. And then I explain to them, maybe you don't know, but I played for 20 years. I was on that side, so I know what you guys do. And I used to be one of those guys. So don't try me.
Well said. All right, let's talk about the upcoming series at Win Derby. They have a really nice series. I posted about it on Facebook. First, I want to give credit to Darby and it's GR Goodwin. These guys are doing a very good job promoting the room, and it's getting attention. I don't know who's coming up with the material. I think, is GR a comedian?
He is a comedian.
He's great.
So he must be writing. He must be writing the storyline because it's funny. Let's watch this video of him and Darby. I haven't seen Darby grind, by the way.
Oh, she plays.
She plays. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's watch this short clip of both of them.
Hey, Darby, have you seen this? Win Derby is doing the biggest tournament series in their history with over $325,000 in guarantee. Kicking off on October 26th with a 50 guarantee, and October 28th through November the 2nd, they're doing a $250,000 guarantee. See, this is why I always say the Win Derby is doing it bigger and better than anybody else in the Tampa St. Pete area.
Love GR, man. I love that guy.
I love the way it concludes.
What's up, GR? Hey, GR, did you see this awesome tournament going on at Derby? GR.
Oh my god.
That was funny, actually.
That is
It's
great.
hilarious.
That is
It's
great.
Robert said October is looking good for Derby. Yes. Fact.
Very
Well
good.
said, yeah. Yeah, October is a great tournament month for the tournament player community. I would love to play in one of these, man.
I know. I was gonna say it sucks that you guys deal there. You can't play.
Yeah. Well, I'll be part of the game for sure.
Do you want to see Win Derby run bigger and better events and maybe having bigger spots now that they have a new management? I feel like the new management is trying. I got to give them props. I even took a picture of the little chairs that they have. It's such a nice touch. And I got heat about it from Hard Rock. They were like, oh, there's chairs in the back. It's different. This is like a little waiting area. They have magazines, a little table. It's nice. It's a little nice touch. Shows that they care.
New
The
owners.
promotions, they fired up the promotions. They're giving away that Benz that's parked outside, and everybody's in on it. Even tournament players, they give you entries, so everybody's equal. I mean, of course, cash game players, they get more entries, and they're gonna do a raffle, and so
Table
props,
games as well. Table games
table
are
games
extra
on
entry.
fire. Yeah, props to the new management for sure.
Everybody's got a chance. That's what Derby is about. They're giving everybody a chance. Tournament players, cash players,
Yep.
the main room players like table games. Everybody has a chance, and
Yeah, I think being inclusive is very important.
Mhm.
And I like that we're incorporating some new sides to this. Like if you go to say the Hard Rock and play table games, they offer incentives for that. And I think that
Mhm.
it's great for us to start incorporating some of that our own on our own.
Agree. Agree. What
Yeah.
advice would you give to
So-
someone? Sorry, go ahead, Julio.
No, because I have the flyer for the tournaments. And what are the dates for all the tournaments again? Can you repeat them real quick?
I got it.
Yes, of course. Dates. Event 1. If you go on my page, it's detailed, but I'll mention it again. Event 1 is Sunday, October 6th.
At noon.
And it goes all the way till when?
Say that again.
The whole series, it starts when and it ends when?
Okay, it starts October 26th and it goes all the way to November 2nd.
Okay, because that's what I was gonna say. Because I heard you say the 26th, and that's the same days, 24th,
Mhm.
25th, 26th. They're having one of those events outside that you haven't seen, where they have all the food trucks. They're gonna have like Halloween animatronics. They're gonna have like costume contest. They have a bunch of stuff going on, not just the poker inside. It's
You know
pretty
what?
great.
I
think they're
didn't
doing a
even
great
know
job.
about all these events until I went on their page yesterday. They're having a car show today, actually, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Mhm.
And then they're having Hearts of Horror, October 24th to 26th. Music, entertainment, haunted house, Halloween child theme, animatronics, costume contests, poker and table games. Fun every night. This is a Saturday. Then they have Cars and Cameras on October 25th. It's a Saturday. Seafood and Jerk Festival, South Florida. Oh, wait. South Florida? The best seafood, the best. That's happening at Derby?
Yep.
Okay, it's just the name. South Florida Seafood and Jerk Festival. Gotcha.
Yeah, probably people from Miami or something are coming over there. There's a lot of people, different people from different parts of Florida just coming together for
Shrimp
that.
eating contest, bull riding, beer drinking, sweet potato pie contest. This is November 15th. Yeah, I didn't know about all these events till I went on their page. Well said.
We're doing it big, man. We're doing it big.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
They're shaking things
I think
up.
it's
I like it.
important. I think it's important because it's really hard to compete with the again elephant side on the side of I-4. So you can attract other type of people into poker this way. I think just get them there for another reason. Maybe they're just want to drink and eat, and then
Yeah.
eventually, at the end of the night, they'll come up and play some poker. That's the way
Of
to
course.
bring them in. So I think we're doing great right now with this. Hopefully, it keeps growing the community there, and they can do another series, maybe with a little bit bigger guarantee next year. We'll see, but I think it's the right direction.
It's
Yeah,
only gonna get better,
I'm
honestly.
curious how this series is ran. I know Brian is always shout out to Brian, by the way, the TD at the Derby Lane. He does a good job, and I
Sure.
feel like now they're giving him a little bit more rope to do things his way. The guy has so much potential. The room has so much potential too. They can run big events. I wish they have their own stops, like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, run bigger stops, maybe get names in the building. I don't know, maybe WSOP, something. I'm sure they're probably planning on it already, but they have the potential, they have the room, they have the tables to make it happen.
And they got the
Um,
dealers. Don't forget the dealers.
Oh, solid dealers, of course. Solid dealers. Not
Well,
saying
I
that
agree.
just because you guys are here.
I have to tell you, Merso, Ryan is actually really good at dealing. Yep.
Oh, Ryan is really good at dealing. Okay, cool. What was that guy's name that didn't want to back you up? I'm gonna call him and buy him a beer.
Damn, Ryan must have slipped Julio a hundo before he showed up. No,
Yeah, thank you for the
I
compliment.
think I
man.
dealt to you, Julio, in the cash. I think you play some cash at Derby.
I don't play often, but yeah, you helped me a few times. Both of you have, but
Just to
we've
say,
talked.
bro, you
We've talked.
sucked at playing, bro. You sucked. I had to help you every hand.
Damn.
I have no problem. I know I'm the worst. I'm okay with it. I'm just trying to get lucky. We'll see.
Since you like Ryan so much, I'm just gonna.
I got 2 ruling questions. I want to get your input, you guys' input on it. The first one happened at Hard Rock. This is what happened. Under the gun raises. I think it was 1K. He made it 2K. That's what happened. So disregard what I said earlier. That's where the confusion is. Of course, if he puts 5K and there's no raise, it's a raise because he added chips. That's not what happened. Under the gun makes it 2K. Comes back to me in the small blind. I make it 2K. Big blind has 1K out. He takes the 5K, grabs both, and put them forward. That's
Still a
where
race.
still a
Yeah.
raise.
Still a
Yeah.
race. It's 2 chips. It's 2 chips.
Yes,
He
yes.
made the motions. We all know there's a rule, and I actually since this topic got brought up, I had that happen to me in a cash table, and when I told the guy, "It's the motions that you're making with the chips," he's like started laughing at me. I'm like, "Well, if you're gonna play a invisible line, it's your motions," and
Chip manipulation. Yeah.
yeah.
So if that player in the big blind were to just put a 5K chip in and not manipulate the other chip and doesn't say anything verbal, it is just a call.
Yeah.
Well
It is
said.
just a call.
Well said. How deep are you on ruling? Like, do you ever go online and check the TDA, or this is just from experience, just from seeing mistakes at the table?
Quite frequently, we will be updated on anything new that's going on with TDA rules. Just like in tournament, if someone is allowed to assume any position, that rule was changed just recently, and we were informed of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, not typically will we have to go out ourselves to keep updated with the TDA rules. If there's something significant that's changed, we are notified.
Yeah, our managers every pre-shift usually just let us know, even if it's cash or tournament, whatever is new, they let us know, hey, this change, this is what you have to follow,
These
how
are
you
our
handle
new
it.
procedures. Yeah.
Okay, so they keep you guys in the loop.
Oh
That's
yeah,
good.
100%, every day.
That's good. One last situation that happened yesterday, and I'm still not sure on the correct ruling. I just sit down at the table. Sanjeev was dealing.
Oh, buddy, you're gonna talk bad or good?
Muscles
one?
was at the table. A few regulars were at the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
A situation happened where they move a player into the blinds, and they were debating whether that player, the player to his left, is supposed to be big blind. The table just opened, correct, Merso?
Yes, yeah. The table just fresh table. I had only
So-
4 players. I needed 5 to start.
So you didn't even deal a hand yet?
Nope,
You didn't deal a hand. Okay.
at all. That was a new table. I had only 4 players. I had to ask the brushes to bring me a player from another table so I can start.
Okay. So the debate was the guy that moved from the other table, that they moved from the big blind. Now he can assume small blind, big blind. So he'll be small, and the guy to his left would be big. Merso was saying that the guy that moved in the small should be a single big, correct?
Yes,
You're saying
that's correct.
single big, and
Single big.
I think he could assume small and big. It's not a problem. So he moved in the small blind. There's no hands dealt. You can assume the small, and the guy next to him assume, because it's not affecting the big blind distribution. So it just keeps the flow correct. But you said he should come in on the big blind. I wish we can get the correct ruling. I wish some of this.
I
gonna-
know it, Carl. I know it because it happened to me
Mhm.
in the 2023 WSOP, and I was thinking the same way Merso was thinking, and I called the floor, and the floor actually ended up calling the tournament director, and they explained everything. The thing is, he hadn't dealt a hand. Whoever's coming in, it's the first hand of the tournament for that table. They will assume whatever position they're in, period. So they come in on the small blind. It doesn't matter whether they were the big blind before or whatever. It doesn't matter. He has to pay the small blind now because he's left to the button, and it's the first hand of that table. And that's it.
That's the correct ruling. That well
It's on
said.
the PA, and it was shown to me because I really pushed, and they called a couple of people until the tournament director showed me on the website.
Yeah.
so
Irrelevant
that's what
of what position they were in at the other table does not affect what position they can assume at the new table. Their position at that table, the last table, has no impact on their position at the new table. So even though they were supposed to be big line at the other table, doesn't mean they should be big line at the new table. So they can assume the small blind. So it'll be small big. It's not a big situation, but yeah, I
mean,
had
it
questions
is.
about
It
it.
is
We'll
since
see.
since Julio is really on me today. I don't know what I did to this guy.
Man,
Was it a
but
bad
that-
beat, Julio, bro? Just tell me, brother.
man,
No,
this
the
guy
reason-
this guy is Bosnian. He's connected. Be careful. All the movies, the Taken movies and stuff, they're all Bosnian. Like I don't
Buddy,
know.
watch out, buddy. I come for
buddy.
you.
He has a set of skills, man. And all these guys are Bosnian, Serbian, so we don't want to mess with that part of the world. They're crazy.
Yeah.
The Balkans,
That's why I don't
man, we're
use
crazy.
my real name, and I have to use this VPN, and I'm hiding.
Buddy, I will get you.
I would-
Don't
I would-
worry. I have
I would
everybody
take the battery out of
behind
my
me in
phone effective immediately. So they
No, but
don't
it's
track
nothing
you.
personal against Merso, of course. But I am telling you,
You're
'cause
joking.
I was fighting for it 2 years ago in Vegas at the WSOP, and they
Yeah.
proved me wrong, and I understood and got it. Okay, no more arguing. It is what it is. That's the rule. Whether I agree with it or not doesn't really matter. It's just what it is,
Of course, yeah.
I feel like it was the right call, because I know every time they bring a new player, he has to come in from a brook. Like let's say they pull the big blind from another table. He has to assume the earliest big blind position,
Correct.
whether it's gonna be a single big or under the gun.
So Merso,
He can't come in behind the button. They have to
Correct.
wait for him unless there's no seats open and that's the only seat available.
can
That's
I
when-
can I add another perspective to this?
Sure.
When have you ever seen a table start with a single big?
Oh, that's a good one.
that's the thing right there. Yeah.
Never.
but-
Never.
Never
But he brought me a
never see a
plate.
table start ever anywhere. Doesn't matter cash tournament. Otherwise, you never see a table start with a single. Big
That's a good
regardless.
point. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
so
it makes sense, but for me, I went off of him being a big blind at another table. He didn't pay that big blind there. because
Yeah.
it's the same tournament. It's not a different tournament. It's different in cash. He can come in and buy the
But I think Carl touched on this earlier. You know, you can be in a tournament and you can be taken from a big blind position. That's where they want to take you from that table. But when you go to another tournament table, you are not going to the big blind position.
you go to the
tournament table.
earliest
You are
big
going-
blind position.
You
if
are
not-
going to whatever available seat.
No.
No, he's right. He's right. Ryan is saying it right.
Yeah.
Where you're taking from the big blind from that other table doesn't mean you're jumping in on the big blind at that new table. They put you as close as possible to the big
Yeah.
blind. Yeah, but you don't like just because the table is new, like Ryan touched on. You never see a new table that has a single big. It's always small big. So the new guy can come in on the small. He can come in on the big or close to the big. But you don't have to be single big.
The only time I feel like a player is not able to assume the small blind position is when a player was knocked out and they are filling that seat. I don't believe they're allowed to take.
You can assume the small blind if it doesn't disrupt the big blind.
Exactly.
If it doesn't. Okay. Yeah.
You can assume any position as long as it doesn't disrupt the big blind. But if it does disrupt,
the only
Go ahead.
exception, if the guy to the left of the button is the small blind now, you can't come in between. That's the only
Correct.
time you cannot assume the small blind. Any other
Say that
time,
one more time, Julio.
What?
Say that one more time.
If you're coming in and the guy to your left, the guy who was supposed to be the small blind now, he has to be the small blind. You can't come in between. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the guy who was already at the table, he paid his big blind. Now he's supposed to pay his small blind. Now you can't come in between. You have to wait.
Exactly.
Any other situation.
That's more so what I was saying.
You can assume any position. Now, I will say, because Merso is right, mostly, because of what you said, Carl.
Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you.
The thing is, this table was a new table. So you have to post small and big. But if it were a regular, like full table, the tournament's running, now he has to come either on the big blind or as close as possible to the big blind, because otherwise there's going to be cheating, because the tournament director, who's best friends with the player, they're going to wait for them to be, to save them and get him out of the big blind and then put him in the cutoff. And you got to avoid that. So they have to come in on the big blind or as close as possible, unless it's a new table. That's the rule.
Correct. So I've seen some dealers not let. By the way, Alfonso said this was one of the ruling changes in 2025. A player can assume any position, including the small blind. Correct.
Yes.
That's correct. I've seen dealers sometimes they don't let a tournament player assume the button because they're used to cash game players, where players have to buy the button and they can't come in on the button. In cash, that's correct. In tournaments, that's not correct. A dealer was like adamant about it, arguing with me last time. I said, trust me, they can assume the button. He called supervisor. Supervisor said, yeah, they can assume any position as long. Same thing I said. As long as it doesn't disrupt the big blind, they can come in on the button. They didn't know that because they're used to cash. You can't come in on the button. Tournament.
So is that a recent TDA rule change, or is that just been standard?
I wish we can get.
It's pretty recent.
We can get Matt Savage on. I had a long talk with Matt Savage. It was pretty interesting on the podcast. I'm not sure how recent. Yeah, I think it's recent, but I can't tell you if it's
It's
2
not
years.
as recent as like a couple of months ago, but it's
No.
fairly recent.
Okay.
It is
I'm
a
sure
lot
we're going to
of
get a lot of
things.
heat about this section, and that's the whole point of it. I
Yep.
want supervisors I'm going to edit a short reel and see what supervisors have to say, but that's going to create a debate for sure.
Ryan, me and you're about to get new training, buddy.
New meeting effective immediately. Let's go to the comments, the chat on Facebook from the post we posted. A lot of out of line comments. Merso Legenda. Legenda means legend
Yeah.
in Italian. What is legenda? Is it Italian?
It's a legenda. It's in the Bosnian community.
Bosnian.
Yeah, same.
Legenda.
I think all
Gotcha.
the Mediterranean, like Balkans,
Yeah.
we use it the same term.
Gotcha.
Legenda.
So Merso said, I'm going to talk a smack about you, about Ross.
Oh,
Dan.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Bro, what is he watching?
I'm not sure if he's in the in the
No, he's
chat.
scared. He knows he's scared. That's why he's like, he's not gonna join now. He's just gonna watch later.
Okay, let's be nice. Let's be nice. Yeah. Why would he
That's
be
my
scared?
boy, man. I'm messing with him.
I
I
said
like
the
him a lot. Actually, he's a really good person. And first time we met, sorry to stop you, but
no. Go ahead.
first time we met, we had that Halloween tournament day, last year, and I was a pirate, but I had this little, pirate's hat, and I had a little bird on there, and was just dressed up. First time, first year, and he's just following me around wherever I'm going. When he was playing a tournament, he's like, "Bro, I'll give you $500 for the hat right now." Like, bro, no, like, and I'm like, and then we just start talking, and he's just teasing me, joking, and just like we were talking like we knew each other forever, and I really like that about him. Great
Oh, yeah,
personality.
he's definitely good people for sure.
Yeah.
I said the drama started before we even pressed record. You go, bro. I got stories about Ross Corless. Ross goes, to be fair, it'll be probably my first time hearing them too. I'm never sober at Derby, so I'd like a fresh story or two. I go, just keep it over the belt. You say, haha, I'm telling the pirate's hat story.
Yeah, that's the one.
I say, sounds like an out of line story. You say, oh yeah, bro, he was crying. Oh shit. I said, poker make us all cry.
Yeah.
Jess Whitehouse, shout out to Jess. She said, let's go, cuz you know what? Cuz didn't come on or text me or anything. We were supposed to have Cuz on. George Vorup, shout out to George. He said Ryan Goodale, Sheila. Okay, there's an
Sheila.
inside joke there.
An
What's going
inside joke. So George is one of the people that taught me how to deal, and he asked me one time because I would hold the deck after putting out the river. It's pretty standard procedure to put the deck down, but I was learning, so I didn't want to put the deck down, and he would be like, "Hey, you're holding on to your girlfriend. Like, what's your girlfriend's name?" And I just Sheila.
Wait, you deal the river and then put the deck down?
No, when I was learning how to deal, I was
Mhm.
holding the deck,
Mhm.
and after you put down the river, you're supposed to drop the deck. And
Oh, I didn't know that. You know what? I have a question for a while and I just remembered it. One thing I hate when there's a big hand, big spot on the river. I never see like any big stop the dealers. I don't see the dealers doing that. They drop the deck and then they start counting the cards mid hand. And sometimes like they almost flash the cards. I hate it when it happens mid hand. Is that standard procedure?
you know, I think other rooms have different procedures. I think they want to verify, that the correct amount of cards are in play or whatever else. They should have X amount of cards left in the stub. I'm not entirely sure. It's never been a part of our process or my process.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't really elaborate more on that.
I don't like it. I don't like it mid hand.
So, let me tell
They're
you,
flashing cards almost when they're counting. They're like, you can almost see some of the cards. Like, don't do it mid hand. Wait until the hand is over. But then again, I want to ask, help us, David Hall,
That's a
again.
great question.
I think it's about the first hand of a new dealer.
No.
No. I see it like mid down.
Yeah, that's
Mid
not.
down.
Big
I
spot
don't
on the
know.
river. I see the dealer take the deck and they start counting it real quick, and then they shuffle back after the hand is over. But I feel like first of all, it affects players' concentration. If it's a big spot, you're like doing action in the middle of the table. I just don't like it, and I didn't know if that's like standard procedure, but it's not. It's not always like dealers don't always do it. Every once in a while, you see a dealer bust out that move, and I'm not a fan of it.
Let me tell you why. So this is what happens. Certain rooms, they ask the dealer they have to count the cards on their down. They don't have an auto shuffler.
Before you continue, I know the point behind it is to verify if the deck is correct. I just hate it when it's done mid hand.
Right.
I see the point behind it. They're verifying the deck.
That's where I'm going with it. So this is what happens. So they're told that they have to count the deck down at one point during their down. But they're also taught by, say, more veteran dealers to not hold up the game at the beginning of the down by counting all 52 cards to keep the game moving. So they think they're keeping the game moving, getting more hands in per hour as a courtesy to the players, but also to get more tips because they're getting more hands in during their shift. So they do it at the end of the hand because they think they get the game moving faster that way. Now, I completely agree with you. First of all, it's distracting to the players who are thinking. Second, is distracting to the dealer himself or herself because now they're not fully paying attention to the action and they cannot, make sure they're the boss, taking care of everything at a time. But lastly, they might make a mistake. They might drop a card. They might show a card. They might, fumble it. And now there's extra information out there for whoever's thinking. So the reason it's done is because they're taught by veteran dealers, from my experience, to just keep the game going and do it faster that way. And that way you get another extra 10 hands during your shift. But I completely agree with you. It shouldn't be done. It should be prohibited. It's crazy. It's distracting. And it creates some issues when cards are flashed.
I see the point. Makes sense in a cash game where you want to get more hands in, more tips. But in a tournament, there's no point unless you're just checking the cards. But then again, I want to ask the supervisors and the coaches, Coach Keeling.
I think I have an idea why some dealers do that. See, for us at Win Derby, when every time you push into a tournament, if the deck is not ready, like a fresh deck, so you can spread it out, you're supposed to count the cards before you start dealing. But I feel like we do have a 90-second rule. So if it's a minute and 30, you're not supposed to really push in. You're supposed to wait for them to finish the hand. So maybe
the next blind level has started.
So maybe this incident that happened with you, maybe it was right around
No, it wasn't. It wasn't one room. It wasn't one dealer. I see it at all rooms. I've seen it at Derby, Silks, Hard Rock.
I think the standard procedure should be how we do it. As soon as we come in, we verify the deck. That's the best way to know.
That I have no issues with. That's a standard. They're checking the deck. They're shuffling beginning of the down. I don't have issues with that. I'm talking mid down in a big spot when there's like a little wait. I see them pull the deck, start counting it mid hand. That's what I have issues with.
That happened to me too when I used to play. Yeah.
Beginning of the down, like beginning of your deal, if you do, make sure all the cards are there and stuff. This is different. This is standard procedure. My question is it standard procedure to do it mid hand? And I want to let's move on to Mark Chen. Shout out to Mark Shen. I butchered his last name. You got a gypsy on the show. Shit's gonna be out of line for sure. It's gonna be a great show to say the least.
I'm trying to control myself here.
I said once he does the Indian accent, it's game over.
It's game over, buddy.
Alex Casabon says, "Let's go." Who's Alex? Do you guys know who's Alex?
Yeah.
Yes. He's a friend and a dealer. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I see his picture.
He works with us. He's at Win Derby as well. He came from Silks.
Oh, he dealt at Silks. Julio, do you have anything before we wrap up?
No. One thing I gotta say has nothing to do with poker, but you see me wearing my Yankees shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't. No. It doesn't have nothing to do with being a fan or not. I'm just doing everyone watching this a favor. Get a loan. Get a second mortgage on your house. Whatever you do tonight, bet the over on strikeouts on Cam Schlittler, the Yankees pitcher. Over on strikeouts. Go to your Hard Rock Bet app. Go to the Hard Rock. Go to Ignition. Do whatever you guys. Just go to every website. Put all your money, all your net worth into the over and strikeouts on the Yankees pitcher tonight. That's it. Thank you, and you're welcome for doubling your bankroll tonight.
Wow, maybe you have a new career as sports betting. We get all the picks here. on
Yes,
each
sir.
episode.
It could be. It could be. I did a couple years ago. I did some work on that with a group. Not in the U.S. You know, I don't really do most of my content for the U.S. It's all in Spanish for South and Central America. So we did work a little bit on it for about a year, a couple of years ago. Anyway, I'm just putting all my bankroll in it. If you guys want to put $5, have fun, and you're welcome. That's it.
Well said, guys. Anything before we wrap up?
No, thank you so much for having us, Carl. I appreciate
Of course,
you.
of course.
Yeah.
I got to give you props for your setup. Really nice setup. I was surprised.
Thank you. Thank
Merso,
you. Yeah.
thank you for coming on.
Thank
Guys.
you for having me, bro. I appreciate you. It's always a pleasure
Of
talking
course.
to you, being around you, and even if it's on the phone, it's amazing. Always a good time, man.
Thank you, my man. Nice of
Always,
you.
bro. Of
See you at the
course.
tables, guys.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Now we know, Ryan. Now we know what he doesn't like. We're gonna do it all the time to him.
Oh shit.